Hello, everybody. Welcome to Scotty the Trainer Tuesdays. I am Scotty the Trainer. For the last few weeks, I've been dealing with encountering emotions, the Encountering Emotions series. You can go back and check those videos out on my Facebook. You can go back and check them on the YouTube channel as well. They're there for you to view anytime, day or night. And I hope you are doing that. I've been talking about emotions in general. I talked about depression, some ways to diffuse depression. I talked about anger, seeing red when the light is green. I talked about being better than bitterness. I've talked about a series of things in regards to emotions and hopefully thrown a lot of stuff out, and maybe you got just a few things out of it. I hope it's been very beneficial for you. So today what I want to do is I want to bring the series to a close and wrap it all up in a nice little package and put a bow on it and serve it up to you as my gift. So I want to wrap it up by giving you some tips, giving us some tips on managing emotions. We all have them. And I've said this over and over and over again. The problem is not necessarily the emotions. We all have them. The problem is when the emotions manage us instead of us managing those emotions. So here's some things that help me. Hopefully it'll help you as well in regards to managing emotions. So number one, select the situation. Select the situation. Now what do I mean by that? So there are things that trigger us. There are things that set our emotions off. So by selecting the situation, what we do is we minimize being around those triggers. So if you and let's say you and your sister have issues, then you minimize your time around her or your brother or whoever it is. If it's family members, doesn't mean that you cut them off. Doesn't mean you're not around them. It just means you minimize the time around them, so that you minimize the triggers. What you're doing is you are selecting the situation. Think about this. If you know that every time you're hurrying around to get somewhere because you're late and you're rushed, if you feel rushed, then you know you get angry and it affects your emotions. Then the way that you select the situation is don't leave things till the last minute. Or if you know that it takes you 45 minutes to get ready to leave and go to someplace, don't wait till there's 15 minutes to go, because then you've put it on yourself, the hurry, you're mad, you're angry, the emotions kick up. So we have to really work on selecting the situation. The second thing is this: modify the situation. Modify the situation. So what do I mean by that? So by modifying the situation, a big thing is disappointments. So let's say that you have a problem with disappointments. You get disappointed all the time. So what we have to do is, to modify the situation, is stop setting such high expectations. I mean, some people set their expectations so high that even if everything they thought was going to happen, they still wouldn't be excited about it. They still would walk away disappointed. If you're going into a meeting, don't go so high, go, man, this is going to be the greatest meeting ever. And don't go so low where you become a pessimist, go, man, this is going to be horrible. Find that middle ground where you say, it's going to be whatever it's going to be. If I get around the storm, great. But if the storm comes, I'm still going to get through it. You are modifying the situation. Number three, shift your attention. Shift your attention. Do you know that we are in charge of what we put our attention on? So I right now can put my attention right here on this camera and look at this camera. Or I could intentionally turn my attention and look off this way and look at the picture of Rick and Morty that we have over here, right? I'm in control of my attention. I could look over here. I could look over there. I could do this whole video looking now. I don't even have to put my attention there. We are in charge of our attention. And just like I physically and you physically put our attention, our eyesight on something, we can control our attention. I like to think of it like this. I've used this in illustrations before when I'm speaking in groups about focus and attention and things like that. If you go to the gym, there's normally three types of people there. One, there's the guys and the women that have their muscles have muscles. You know what I'm talking about? Their earlobes have muscles. I mean, they're eating protein bars, drinking protein shakes, pumping up. You know, I got to get a pump, got to pump you up. You know, those people. Then the second group are the people that just left Jolly Pirates to come work out, right? And then there's the third group that's kind of like the group that just wants to stay healthy. So if I go to the gym and I focus on the bump up, big bump up type people, hurry, get to the chopper type thing. If I focus on them, I'm going to be like, why am I even here? I'll never get there. I can focus on this other group that just left Jolly Pirates, and I can say to them, hey, you know what? At least I'm better than they are. Or I can focus on the group that I want to be a part of. Hey, I'm not here to get pumped up. I'm not here to go be, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm here just to take care of myself. Focus and shift your attention because we control it. We forget that sometimes. Number 4, another thing we forget, we drive our thoughts. We drive our thoughts. I read something today that said, if you don't give me an answer, that's okay. I'm creative enough to think of my own. In other words, if you don't tell me what's going on, I'll just think something up. Could be right, could be wrong, but I'll think it up myself. We forget that we control our thoughts. We control our thoughts. I read this past weekend by some leading psychologists that when you get up in the morning, whatever the initial thoughts are that you have to start the day, you have a 75% chance that that's exactly how your day is going to go. That's powerful. 75% chance, however so you get up and start thinking, man, this is going to be a crap day. This is going to be a rough day. This is going to be a tough man and nothing's going to go right. Then you, by starting your thoughts, have a 75% chance that that's exactly how your day is going to go. And there's a whole lot of science behind that and psychology behind it because you think it, so you tend to walk in it and you tend to create it and make it happen. Okay, let's reverse it. Ready? Boom. We just reversed it. Now, you could get up going, you know what, this is going to be a good day. Or you don't even have to go that far. You can get up going, you know what, I'm going to be okay through this day. No matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. Good, I'm going to take it. Bad, I'm going to go on. Indifferent, I'm still going to make it. And I'm going to get right back here to this house and I'm going to be grateful for everything that's happened. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. We drive our thoughts and we forget that a lot of times. Number 5. So if you're not able to select the situation, if you're not able to modify the situation, if you're not able to shift your attention, if you're not able to drive your thoughts, then number 5, at least make an attempt to change your response. Change your response. Just because somebody gets up in my face and goes, I hate you, does not mean I have to respond with, well, I hate you more. It doesn't mean that because somebody stands up and cusses you out that you got to get up and they said 4 curse words towards me, I'm going to say 6 towards them. There's nothing that says we have to do that. We can change our response. When I am around a situation and my emotions are high, I have to make a conscious effort at that moment to stop, hit the brakes, take a breath, and say, how do I want this to go? What response do I want to give? Because ultimately the problem is not the emotions. We all have them. The emotions drive us. That's when we have the problem. When we drive the emotions, then we're starting to take control of our life. So you can manage your emotions. Select the situation, modify the situation, shift your attention, drive your thoughts, and change your response. Try it. Who knows what's going to happen this week? Might turn out better than what you really think. And I'm Scotty the Trainer. That's how I see it. Thanks for joining me for Scotty the Trainer Tuesdays.